Hello everyone and welcome back or welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different and giving you a writing update. Spoiler alert, it's bad. I made a video in January basically outlining my goals for the year. I want to finish my first draft of my manuscript this year. I've got 8 chapters left, so pretty doable. I could do it, we'll see. And I've decided I want to do quarterly updates throughout the year of my goals. Very corporate, you know, the financial quarters of the year. We've got January to March is quarter 1, the next 3 months is quarter 2, etc. Quarter 3, quarter 4. So this update is my quarter 1 January to March update. Starting with January, I'm going to keep it simple and simply say I did 0 writing. I basically came back after Christmas, having been out of the loop for a while, and had to basically catch up on videos for this channel. So for January I made 7 videos instead of doing any writing. I also had a bit of a busy month socially, and then I came down with the most horrendous chest infection, which I'm actually still kind of ill with now in April. Not good. It's taken a long time to recover and my asthma is still super bad, so you know, we're taking it day by day. But yeah, because I was so ill and so fatigued, I didn't want to push myself too hard and thought, yeah, well, I'll just start fresh in February. So that's what I did. February was a little better. I did just under 2,400 words. Still not a lot. Also still did a few videos for this channel. But something else that I did, which isn't writing, but it's something that writers do when they're kind of pretending to be productive, is I sat down and did research, and I basically plotted out all 3 books, because the book I'm writing is book 1 in what I imagine to be a trilogy, maybe a zoology, but I don't really have a clear vision for book 2 or book 3. I especially don't have a vision at all for book 3. And this was getting a little bit problematic at the point of the story that I'm in, where I'm kind of writing a bit of a revolution, and I kind of need to know, like, what's the end goal here? I know the end goal for book 1, and it maybe kind of ends on a bit of a low, and you know, I think we need another book or 2 to kind of climb out of the depths and maybe put the world to right a bit, maybe not, we shall see. So basically, in order to give me better clarity for the story I'm writing now, I did a bit of a practice of plotting out the next 2 books, just letting my imagination run wild and saying, like, where could this go thematically and politically? Because that is like what's the most difficult to get right. I think the character motivations and interesting stuff going on with like the romance and the characters is quite easy for me to do, and I can like make that work no matter what. But the like theory and the politics and the thematic message, that really has to be crystal clear, and it kind of has to be crystal clear from this point. So I did a little bit of a map. It will probably change, in all honesty. I think you need to write it to know what it's actually going to be, and I need to put that aside now and just finish the first draft, because by the time I get to the end of that first draft I will know a lot more about the story. But I thought that would be a little guiding light, and then once I've finished the first draft I can put it away and I can do some more thorough plotting of book 2 and book 3 when I get there, and then revise book 1 with a more clear idea of the plot in mind. That's the plan anyway. So February was pretty good, and I also did like 7.5 hours work on this channel, so that was good too. February was also like a bit of a mad month as well. I was still recovering from my chest infection, and me and my partner started to look to buy a house, so we did a lot of house viewings and, you know, started to progress that and had a lot of admin to do around that. So February and March were mostly kind of focusing on the house stuff and the admin, and you know, you have to do all of this, like finding all of your statements and printing them out and sending them places and emailing them places and doing a million ID checks. So that was a little bit stressful, and that took up a lot of February and March. So not surprisingly, in March I only did just under 2,000 words, and I did 4 videos for this channel, which is not very much. But yes, I was in the midst of all of this house admin, which I'm still in the midst of. It's kind of hit a kind of quiet period where potentially disaster is in the air and we might be back to square one, or maybe it'll be fine and we'll proceed. Don't know, it's a little bit of an uncertain period. I've basically spent all of March clearing out everything in my life as well, like all of my clothes, all of my books, all of my random acquired items over the years, all of my, you know, unwise Instagram ad purchases, because I am very easily manipulated by the algorithm and the ads. Not anymore. I've kind of like got past that. But there was a time where I was like the perfect prey for the ads. And I had a lot of makeup as well, lots of expired makeup. I still kept a lot of makeup palettes. I think we all, maybe not all of us, but a lot of people like me got really into like makeup and makeup palettes around that 2020, 2021, like the Shane Dawson Jeffree Star collab before the cancellations and before we realised that they were terrible people. And yeah, I got a lot of palettes. I got a lot of Jeffree Star palettes. Kind of don't know what to do with them now, like, because I'm not going to do a blue blood eye look to go and work with horses, am I? So don't quite know what to do. Kind of saving them for like, but this might be useful for a future Halloween. But like, on what planet will it be? I don't even think the palette's that good. There, I said it. Some of his other palettes are okay, but the blue one, the shades are hit and miss. Anyway, this is not a makeup channel. I could do a makeup channel based on all of the palettes I've got, but I will not. As well as clearing out all my stuff, I also had to clear out all of my horse's stuff, because she, this weekend actually, in 2 days, is moving to a retirement yard where none of her stuff can be stored. I need to bring it all home, and honestly, she doesn't need a lot of that stuff anymore anyway. She's not ridden anymore. She's basically like entering her golden years, so we're downsizing, and it's very sad, it's very emotional. I'm very emotional to move her. It's quite stressful moving a horse. I've done a lot of training to prepare her, but it's stressful and emotional. So I've had that hanging over my head for all of March as well. Going into April, she should be settled in her new home. I'll still see her, of course, but I won't have to go up every single day. So I should have a bit more time to write. Do have a busy like 3 months coming up, holiday, probably moving house, etc. But we shall see. Hopefully I feel a bit better, a bit more healthy, and my life feels like it's kind of in order now, at least until the move. So that should free me up mentally to do a bit more writing. And I need to do a lot of videos as well, because I need to get ahead of my holiday in May and my possible move. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Really short update for you guys. I know lots of people probably wouldn't do an update when they had so little to report on the writing front. A little bit embarrassing, but like, that's life. And I'm kind of doing this to hold myself accountable, honestly. I don't want to have to make a video like this for Q2 where I'm like, I basically did nothing again. So this is for future me. It's fine to have a few months of chaos. I think anyone would if they were moving house and moving horse and everything. But yeah, let's not make this a trend for the whole year. Yes. Let's see what we can do. Let's try and finish the first draft. Okay? Okay. I'll stop talking to myself now and talk to you, the audience. How are you getting on? How's your like New Year's resolutions or whatever going? How's your writing going for the year? Give me your Q1 update in the comments. And I did have other goals. I had couch to 5k, which I'm not doing. In fact, I've gotten less fit because of the asthma and the chest infection. I like went a little walk around the block the other day and I've like got shin splints from it. Not good. I need to get my health in order for this quarter. I think that's probably more important than writing, to be fair. So yeah, no couch to 5k. And the reading goals, the reading's going super well because of this channel. I launched an Instagram, Corin is Literate, same handle, where I'm documenting a lot more of my reading and like some shorter reviews of the books that I'm doing on this channel. And I've mainly been reading the Throne of Glass series. I'm on like Tower of Dawn, Empire of Storms now, and I read Onyx Storm, I read Sunrise on the Reaping, I read a few other small books. So I've read way more books than I would normally. I've like really changed my habits and really picked up the pace of my reading. And all the books I'm reading are like pretty big, lots of them are pretty sizable, bigger than I would normally read. So I'm quite proud of myself in that regard, even though I think that is stealing a lot of time potentially from writing. I don't think it's super helpful to be like in someone else's fantasy world while try to focus on yours, especially like a series like Throne of Glass. I don't really want that to influence my book too much or change the style. I'm kind of getting in the headspace of like that third person perspective. I'm quite enjoying it in Throne of Glass and my book is in first person, so I can see myself like accidentally slipping into third person or being like, maybe I should do third person. This feels much more natural. I don't know, but it's a bit late to make any big changes like that, so don't really want to do that. So I think I'm just going to put the graft in, get reading, finish the Throne of Glass series, and then maybe dial down the reading a little bit and focus on my own story for a while. I also restarted Audible, so I've been listening to a lot of audiobooks as well. So yeah, my reading figures are looking good. I should have set myself a higher goal. I think the 30 books I'm definitely going to hit. Like I think I've done 10 already, maybe 12 or 13. Very good going. For me anyway, as a slow reader. I know lots of you bitches read like 100 books in a year. That could never be me. I read like at the speed that I'm talking right now. So yeah, unless you can just read for like 8 hours a day, those kind of numbers are not going to happen for me. So there you have it. That's my goals update. Subscribe and watch out for my next update in June or July, I guess. And subscribe, of course, for more weekly bookish chats where I dive into spoiler discussions about all of the books I read. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Bye.